think you should jump out the window to save me the trouble of killing you.
What? Alright, good morning, people, patient people, very patient people with me. Yes, anyway, what do we start with? Our choice of beverage. Yes, I've got the traditional sippy cup bottle of water for when things get traumatic, but I've got a backup today. You know what, I'll probably drink this before I even start watching, but if you've ever had this drink before, oh my gosh. I'm thirsty, and I figured if this gets too stressful, I'm gonna get up and go. I'm so sorry. 1 minute 55 in. Wait, is that all yours?
Some of it's for lunch tomorrow.
Are those pizzas? My train of thought is now officially gone. Let's get cracking. Sing me a song. Who's whistling? Is it Michonne that's whistling? I don't like whistling anymore. Oh, I love whistling though. What the heck? What's Michonne doing? Kebab. Gosh, I love Michonne. What is Michonne doing, by the way?
At least Negan's smart enough not to let that mess anywhere near us.
Is this the truck that Carl's in?
Fat Joey's good for something at least.
Yeah, this is Negan's men. They mentioned Fat Joey.
He rigged the hard way.
Is Carl in there? This is the Carl one, isn't it? Whoa. Bro, they're just chilling there behind while they're having a feed. Oh my gosh. It angers me that Carl's here, but at least he's with someone and he's not just gone off by himself. And someone that's actually very good at getting out of tough situations too, so. Is that so we know where we're going to get back?
Making a trail.
Yeah. I'm not sure how good a trail of maple syrup is, honey, whatever that is, considering it might just wash away.
Follow the rest of the way.
It's a shame they don't have paint.
See what we can see.
Well, that'd be too... Actually, no, that'd be kind of too obvious.
Truck's going slow enough. We'll be in the blind spot. We can race behind the other cars. If I screw up, it'll be fine. Okay, show me first.
Wait, so is he just gonna jump out and run? Oh, you just gotta hope they don't see. What? The hell, Carl? Why? Why go by yourself? Why actively want to go by yourself?
Negan, need to
Oh,
talk
that
to
is
you about
Negan.
redirect.
Thing is, if Carl shoots right now,
The hell?
Take back!
Carl!
Drop your weapons.
Oh, this does not make me happy at all. For God's sakes. Like, Carl...
You are adorable. Did you pick that gun because it looks cool?
You know what's actually crazy? That's like the first time I've ever seen Negan, like, actually hide behind someone. Do I actually, you know what? He's kind of acting like he doesn't care, but I kind of think that Negan maybe fears Carl a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, I'm so proud that Carl's doing this, but then at the same time, I'm so angry at him because what's he supposed to do now? What, just fire? And I can't be that mad because he's only a kid, but...
I ain't gonna lie, you scare the shit out of me.
Oh wow, I just should have just kept playing.
Dwight, back off.
Oh, look, it's Daryl as well. Well, they're not going to kill Carl, I know that much.
Is that any way to treat our new guest?
He doesn't seem to have a habit of killing or hurting the person that actually...
Show you around.
This is a serious problem. Look at the size of it. Look, I don't think Rick wants us to do this permanently. I think Rick is being very, very smart in that he doesn't want to react and cause a reaction from Negan. He wants to follow Negan's rules while he knows how to, because it's the safest way currently to protect everyone that's still alive. Yes, it's bad for Daryl, I get that. And Rick knows that as well, and I know Daryl will know that too. But everyone that's gone out to disobey what Rick was saying, and everyone that's gone out to get their own bit of revenge, and everyone that's planning and plotting, I genuinely feel like they are going to force Rick into doing something. Do we think Negan's just going to let Carl go now? Nope. And how do we think Rick acts differently now that Negan has Carl? How does Rick change his perspective on this? Because Rick's not just going to want to sit and live life and make that sacrifice now that it's his kid. He's going to now want to go and attack, and his hand is being forced, and it makes me so upset because Rick's just trying to protect everyone and he's not able to do it, because I genuinely think that people are losing faith in Rick's leadership when Rick's leading us better than ever right now, and it just frustrates me so much. And the thing is with Carl, and I said this in the last reaction, if Carl does this, he needs to shoot to kill immediately. It needs to be like Negan has to die for this plan to be successful, and he hasn't. Which means it's a failure. And he will go to Rick and be like, well, your people clearly didn't follow orders and listen. So frustrating, man. Now, Carl,
Come on, kid.
I'm telling you now,
Show you around.
you just have to do everything
You do
to
the
the
same?
book.
You really not gonna take my hand? Because you're lucky you even still have a hand.
I hate the way he
Same
speaks.
as your boy Daryl over here, now that I think about it.
Just please do it, Carl.
Smart kid.
Everything he says.
Come with me.
You know what really
Come on.
pisses me off about Negan as well is, like, even though Dwight is following him, he still speaks to him like a piece of garbage. The thing is, right, is the reason I'm not completely mad at Carl as well is I could see anyone else in the group making the same mistake. At this point in time, there are a whole bunch of characters who I see who want Negan's head. Do you see what I'm trying to say? If anything, Carl's just been the first one who's been brave enough to do it. We've just given Negan leverage as well. We've just given it to him. Daryl was leverage enough. Carl?
The saviors have gone out into the world
In terms of
and
controlling
fought the
Rick.
dead and come back with some really good stuff. Everybody gets fresh vegetables at dinner. No points needed. Respect.
Is it respect or is it fair?
Cool, huh?
I don't respect you.
As you were.
There's a difference between following out of fear and following out of respect.
I didn't do this. Rick did.
Still blaming Rick.
You think you can do better? Pay your taxes and leave me the hell alone.
The thing that, to be honest, I feel bad for him, but he also does annoy me quite a bit. Because, like, he blames Rick, but he hasn't seen how much Rick's done for us. What the hell is this?
You're gonna want to look at their titties.
Shut up. He's not a creep like you. If someone, like... Oh, my nose is so itchy. What would happen if someone just took a knife and, like, stabbed it into the side of his head? What would happen to the saviors? What would happen to this group? Because I am sitting here thinking like that, like most of them just don't follow him because they respect him, which I think is pretty obvious. Which means, like, this group would just stop.
What happened with Amber and Mark?
What we talk about when you're not here is none of your business.
Oh.
I heard that Mark skipped out on redirect duty to be with Amber.
Oh, for
I
God's
need
sake.
to know if it's true. There are rules for a reason. Nothing matters if you're dead. I ever hit one of you?
Oh, but you punish other people, you idiot. Almost like Negan's trying to make some kind of apprentice out of Carl. In your dreams. Look at her face, she's terrible.
Baby. You know I don't want anyone here that doesn't want to be here, right? So if you want to leave and go back to Mark, you can.
Is that right?
But what can't you do?
She don't need
That is exactly right.
Wait, what?
Plenty other gals who would love to take your place, and there's a few job openings that I can think of.
I'll stay.
Disgusting twit.
Sorry.
So one of his rules is oh, I can be with as many wives as I want, but you can't cheat on me, you can't go back to your partner, and if you do, consequences.
I love you, Negan.
Of course you do, darling.
He almost gives me insecure vibes.
I don't know why you're crying.
Whoa, Carl's face. I know she kisses him back, but she only does it out of fear. Oh. Poor Dwight. You know what really gets me? Like when Negan's just like... Is there anyone that's noticed he does that a lot? Like his behaviour is always like hunches and like goes, like almost like a curtsy without the curts. No, without the skirts.
Oh, you got him here. Whoa!
Whoa!
What we talk about when you're not here is none of your business. Do not make me put this toothpick through the only eye he has.
Yeah, Daryl,
You
calm.
go, Dwight. He'll get you a mop. Fire up that furnace.
What did he just say? What did Daryl just say? Bro, you see, like, you know what's really crazy as well? You just see, like, Daryl, like, I swear he hasn't really said anything for ages. He's sort of just silent, like he's just doing as he's told. I mean, as soon as he gets a little glimpse of something that sort of, gets him on edge, you see Daryl again. Like, it's just almost like the colours filled into his face. Keep going, only thing for here for you is trouble.
Hating somebody, is that a sin?
No.
I wonder who's actually gonna kill Negan. The thing is my brain, like, I know this is kind of messed up, but my like heart is hoping that Rick does. But then, like, I keep getting this feeling like no one's going to. Like the show is gonna, like that final little kick in the gut is gonna be that he gets to survive of all people. I will be pretty mad at the show if that happens. Gosh, I should parallel what I'm saying right now to my season 1
I
self.
hate Rick. He shouldn't be in charge.
Rick brought out the good in me. He's not perfect, but he's a man who finds his way.
He didn't keep everybody alive, Gabriel. My mother,
Who would keep everyone alive? Who would keep everyone alive? If any, you know what? It's impossible in my eyes to keep everyone alive. Even Negan hasn't been able to keep everyone alive. If you want to call him a leader, I don't want to be rude, but he comes across as so close-minded. And I know it took. The thing is, right? It's Gabriel of all people. It wasn't long ago when he didn't believe in Rick. And he didn't believe in our group because of the violence and what he'd seen. And it wasn't long ago when I didn't believe in Gabriel. But he has come so freaking far. And the funniest thing is now, more than anyone, I'd probably want Gabriel trying to explain to someone who Rick is and why he does what he does.
It wasn't his fault.
he got here, they died.
Or maybe other people didn't die.
We don't know.
Come on, Gabriel.
We don't get to.
There's no point in dealing in what-ifs because what-ifs will never be answered.
We're here
Ever.
now.
Maybe the only good thing that could happen for us now is he never makes it back.
Oh my gosh.
Stop the car. What you're saying doesn't make you a sinner, but it does make you a tremendous shit.
Exactly.
Just for now.
Speak my mind.
It doesn't have to be terminal. I'm gonna go back.
Well, he's just gonna walk back? Eh? Gonna walk back? What the hell's he doing? What the actual heck? I'm getting frown marks for that guy now.
Are those women actually here?
You go on a mission. You find me. You kill 2 of my men, and you're smart enough to know that I'm not gonna let this slide. You gotta take that crap off your face. I want to see what Grandma got me.
No.
2 men! You really want to piss me off? Get that hair out of your face. Let me see. Christ! That is disgusting. No wonder you covered that up. Have you seen it? I mean, have you looked in the mirror? That is gross as hell.
No remorse.
Holy hell, kid. It's easy to forget that you're...
Every word you say pisses me off. I'll try and apologise right now, like I'm ever going to think you actually mean it. Shut up.
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings or anything.
Is that right?
I was just screwing around.
Ha ha ha, shut up.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but you left Lucille out by the truck?
I never do that. All jokes aside, you look rad as hell. I wouldn't cover that shit up. No one is gonna screw with you looking like that. No, sir.
So now you just try and compliment him. You just make me sick.
Did you treat her like a lady?
Yes.
Did you pet her little pussy like a lady?
What the... I'd like this... I don't even enjoy listening, eh? Like, it's just...
I'm just screwing around, man. A baseball bat doesn't have a pussy.
Funny,
Get the hell out. Now, you see? That's what I'm talking about. This is the shit your dad's supposed to be teaching you.
What, banter? You're trying to... Some kind of argument about how this is all banter.
I want you to sing me a song.
Ah.
I can't think of any.
Bullshit!
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Do not let me distract you, young man.
Oh, this episode is just really frustrating me. Like, it feels like something's under my skin.
Did your mother sing that to you? Where is she now?
I shot her.
Damn, no wonder you're a little serial killer in the making.
My dog just scratched at my door. Sorry guys, I had to go and eat dinner, and me being the total boss man I am, I spilt food on my shirt.
What's about to happen is gonna be hard to watch.
But what, you make people watch it?
I don't want to do it. That is right. We provide security to others. We bring civilization back to this world. We are the saviors.
That's how you see your actions?
We can't do that without rules. Rules are what make it all work.
Maybe you can make some kind of argument about how this is just some super extreme version of society. There are punishments for not following the rules. That's society, right? That's what we live with. That's what laws are. And there are punishments for breaking those. And I guess the argument for it is that without them, everything would descend into chaos. But my problem is this isn't a replication of that. And this, I wouldn't even argue this is a fitting situation for the world we live in. Like, yes, there should be rules, and yes, there should be punishment for breaking those rules. But this is like extreme. Maybe Negan's way is more effective in quick compliance. But it's never going to run a group properly. And you think this equals respect? This is what drives his fear.
I'm sorry.
Are you?
But it is what it is.
What upsets me most is, you know, Dwight is like, this infuriates him. Oh my gosh.
That wasn't so bad now, was it?
Was that fun to you? Ah!
Clean that up.
I don't know why, but it just came into my mind, but you know how Negan's managed to sort of whip Rick into, like, compliance? Like, he managed to do that and get the look out of his eye? I get this really weird feeling like it's not gonna happen to Carl.
I hope that we all learned something today, because I don't ever want to have to do that again.
Really? But you love doing it. You cannot convince me that you don't enjoy enforcing this. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't do it.
Shit, huh?
You wouldn't be a leader.
I think I'm a lunatic.
Why do you want to lead?
Let's go figure out what
Very
to do with you.
Very simple question. Why do you want to lead? And I guarantee you it's not for the same reasons that Rick does. How did he know this was here? How does that say?
No.
Oh wow, he's just gonna say no.
I asked you to make me a bullet. You said yes. So make me a bullet.
That's just being stupid.
Pendejo, you
It
don't know
is,
what
to be
the hell
fair.
you're talking about.
I think I do.
I think he does as well.
It doesn't matter if you're stealthy, snappy, gun, or knifey. Abraham was right. They have the numbers. It's ballgame unless we put together a finishing move for a force of many along with the man in charge.
Yeah, like that's the thing I was wondering, like, what happens if you shoot him? The thing is I kind of get the weirdest feeling, like, we're gonna worry that it's more than just fighting Negan, but if we kill Negan first, how does that change the way his group works? Or if we somehow overthrow him, which I don't know if it's going to be completely possible, but we know that a lot of these people hate Negan. So eventually, when we do create some kind of uprising, at some point he will realise that the way he's done things hasn't helped him.
Somebody has to pay the price.
For the actions, yeah.
From all we've seen, it's not a lock. You'll be the one.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Will the man who killed the man who saved our lives die?
Maybe.
decisions
Then
don't
make
always
me
mean
a bullet.
you're
You're not
punished.
talking me out of this. If there's a price, I'll pay it. But don't you tell me no.
But would you pay it though? You don't know.
You're a coward. You're weak.
He's trying to protect you, Rosita.
The only reason you're alive is because you lied. So for once, do something useful.
She doesn't mean it. I don't hate her.
Make me a bullet.
She's broken, man. Of course she is. And this is the thing is, I knew this was going to happen from the minute that Rick laid out the rules, and Rick tried to get us to comply. The minute Abraham died and Glenn died, Rick lost the group.
We should go. Someone's going to see us.
We're not doing anything.
Still feel like Negan would make something out of nothing though, let's be honest. My viewpoint on Dwight is changing quite a lot. I think because I'm starting to see Negan's followers as more than just Negan. I took that very, very seriously at first, and some part of me feels like that is changing. At first, like with Dwight, I just thought like to myself, like, you comply with this. No matter what you say, this is what you do. And whether you like it or not, you become the bad guy. No, I still believe that, right? I still believe if you comply with this, like, you become the bad guy. And I think I made a very good point when this first did come around. Becoming Negan is like losing yourself. Like, I don't believe there's a way back from it. Like, you've almost like lost. But the thing that I think I changed my mind about is that as much as I think Dwight has lost, I think where I went wrong is sort of saying that I would never like forgive. And part of me is saying that maybe I will at some point. I didn't even want to understand them. And I think that's where I've changed over the last few episodes, and seeing how people act around Negan and seeing the way he controls people. People just don't have a choice, but they have already lost. I think more and more I'm starting to understand Dwight. You know, the fear of what he might lose if he goes against Negan again, and the fear of Negan and that kind of stuff. Like, it's a lot more complex to say just these people are evil. You know what? And the funny thing about all of this is I think I knew that from the start. I just didn't want to believe it. Like those ladies that we came across right at the start of this whole Negan thing, and I sort of said, these people don't seem bad. Like, they don't seem like villains. But then, and I kept thinking to myself, why are they doing this? Like, it doesn't make sense. So like, the more I look at it and the more I analyze the way I was thinking back then, I can't stop thinking to myself and feeling to myself that these people just don't have a choice. And I can't sit here and say that I hate Dwight for what he did. And that's just blowing my mind that I'm even saying that. Because he's killed people I care about. But why did he do it? He is Negan. And I hate that part of him.
Why haven't you killed me? Or my dad?
Because it's not you
Or
that
Daryl.
he wants to punish. Rick is the reason that this group is still following Negan. Without Rick in that position, like, it was almost like Rick is acting as like a pressure gauge. Like, he's keeping everyone with their lids on. Yeah, like I said, and I genuinely think he is leading us more than he ever has. But yeah, I think Negan sees that. Like I said, I think he's very intelligent. So him not killing Rick makes sense.
What do you think I should do? You know I can't let you go.
Should he kill Carl? There are two reasons, yes and no. He should kill Carl, because if he doesn't, I don't think he breaks Carl. I think he almost like sees it as a bit of a challenge. Like, he wants to break Carl. Like I said, it's fun. He wants to test himself and see if he can break down this character, because it makes him feel bigger and more, I don't know. With challenge, there's risk. And I think the smartest thing to do in that logic would be to kill Carl. But if he does kill Carl, think of how that affects Rick. So I think he's in a bit of a conundrum. I think he thinks he probably should kill Carl, but then he doesn't really know what that means if he does.
I think you should jump out the window to save me the trouble of killing you.
What?
Oh, now there is the kid that impressed the hell out of me.
I think you're not saying what you're going to do to me because you're not going to do anything.
No, not to you, Carl, but please
If you
don't.
knew anything, you would kill us.
Don't test him. Please don't test him.
Maybe you're right.
Exactly what I was saying, but I don't want you to say it out loud.
Let's go for a ride, kid.
Kill someone, for goodness sakes.
You seem worried, so I'm taking the kid home.
If you do anything now.
Dwight! Daryl needs a timeout. Put him back in his box for a while.
Even Daryl, please calm. Like, it feels like we are walking on eggshells 24/7. But where did Jesus just go? And if Jesus imagine Jesus managed to, no way. Like if Jesus managed to get Daryl out, but the thing that freaks me out about that is, I still don't think that's a smart thing. Go now. Was that I feel like that's not going to be Jesus that did that, is it? Or maybe, I don't know. If Daryl does this though, what does that mean consequence-wise? Every little decision has a consequence now. Every one. And we are tempting... We are playing with the devil and it freaks me out beyond belief. Gosh almighty, this isn't the right move right now. Why am I the only one that feels like that? Who on earth is this? And this is Michonne that was doing this, because we saw Michonne at the start. It is.
Drop it.
Oh, is she collecting weapons? Is that the whole point?
Take me to Negan.
Oh, I don't like that everyone is going off on their own little tangents. You know what, this doesn't even make me happy either, because I know she's probably only doing it because she feels like she has to and she doesn't have a choice. So now every death now means something.
Negan.
The thing that upsets me is before, it kind of felt to me like killing evil people was killing evil people. But this almost changes killing and the meaning of death and the meaning of murder completely. Oh crap.
Where's Rick?
Looking for stuff for you.
Out scavenging for you.
Cool. I'll wait.
Well, wait for Rick.
He went out pretty far. We're practically starving here.
He doesn't care.
Starving. What's your name again?
Olivia.
Right. I am sorry for having been so rude to you.
Can you stop saying sorry, you twit? You think I care about your apologies? Oh my god! Shut up! Sorry, I'm so sorry. Are you? Oh my days.
I think it would be enjoyable to screw your brains out. I mean, if...
To what?
You're agreeable to it. I am about 50% more into you now.
Jesus Christ.
All right, well, I'm just gonna put my feet up and wait for my stuff to get here. All right, kid? Take me on the grand tour.
Oh!
Why?
He didn't know she existed, did...
Oh.
That makes me sick.
His food, supplies, ammo.
Jesus Christ. This is a bad idea.
Looks like he protected his supplies. Looks like they're still protected.
Lee, shoot. So did he make the bullet? Not that I think it's gonna do anything anyway.
Thank you.
I think you owe Eugene an apology.
I'm sorry for what I said.
I reject that. You meant it, you felt it. That's your truth. I'd like to take it back to awkward silence now.
Gosh, this episode has been frown central. Jeez Louise.
Oh, this little girl is precious.
Can't believe, like, the fact that he's holding Judith. Oh my.
Why don't you come by later?
I was thinking about what you said earlier, Carl. Maybe it is stupid keeping you and your dad alive.
Typical frowny ass episode, man. I don't think it's gonna stop being like that until this guy's gone either way, to be honest with you. What did we learn today? Not really a lot. Kind of just reaffirming what we already knew. The only way to survive right now is to follow Negan. And I think we've made a lot of wrong moves today. I think we've made a lot of really bad decisions. Getting weapons, Carl doing what he did in the first place. Where Jesus is though, I don't know. What's happening with Daryl, that's a positive sign I guess, maybe, but also could be a problem. Is breaking out a smart idea? We're all fragmented. And I keep having to reaffirm my thoughts on this, and I know you guys get it because I know you guys have seen it, but wrong bloody time. Do I think this group is ready for an attack on the compound and the saviors in Negan? No. The only possible positive is if you kill Negan, maybe the group doesn't enact violence, maybe. We just assume that, but there's no guarantee. We don't know everyone in their group. We know very few of them. Maybe we've only seen the good ones. And I say good ones, even they aren't completely good. And even if we kill Negan, are they going to believe he's dead? I knew, like I said this, one of the biggest things for me in the reaction was, I don't think Negan can kill Carl or Rick because he doesn't understand the consequences of it, but he will do something else if he has to. This isn't going to go unpunished. Do I think that he's going to let Carl back in Alexandria? Nope. Do I think that's going to force Rick's hand? Yep. Are we being forced into in a situation which we can't currently comprehend and deal with? Yep. And now Judith is involved. So we have seriously dug ourselves an extra half a meter in our hole that we currently cannot get out of by doing what we've done today. And it infuriates me. I'm not blaming anyone because I genuinely think these are just human reactions, and I genuinely feel like we don't understand what could be the problem with what we're doing right now. And this is another reason why, like, in one of the Beyond the What episodes, I spoke about how I don't blame Daryl for Glenn's death because I genuinely feel like Negan was going to kill more people anyway. And the reason Negan killed more people is because of the look in our eyes, because of the desire to retaliate, because we weren't understanding his rules. Just to prove to you why I was right, I don't want to say it like that, it sounds kind of weird, but look how many people haven't understood the message, haven't gotten the message. Someone else was going to die anyway. Daryl was just the next in line to react. And the thing is, right, hear me out. If you're going to blame Daryl for Glenn's death, then you've got to blame Carl for whatever's about to happen. And I don't. Because I think it's just a normal reaction. I don't think anyone should have to listen to Negan and live this life. I don't think it's a long-term solution. Heck, I don't think it's a short-term solution. It's the only thing we can do right now. I'm not going to call it a solution. It's the only thing we can do that guarantees our safety. But yeah, it was always going to happen. Someone else was going to retaliate at some other point. We were going to end up in another situation like this, whether we liked it or not. And we're just getting reminded as to what Negan's capable of, you know, like what he will do to prove a point. He may not kill someone, but he might burn someone's face off, steal their wife, take their child, beat someone to win into their life. I literally don't know what he will do, but I know it will be bad. I think the coolest thing in this episode was seeing Negan a little bit scared. Like when Carl did have the gun and was standing there, like Negan was standing behind someone, and that's the first time I've really seen Negan cautious. Like he kind of just waltzed around Alexandria before, you know, and waltzed around us with weapons and like didn't really like exhibit any form of like he didn't seem threatened. It's the first time I think I've seen him like kind of a little bit like ooh, like, and he was giggling because I think he, like I said, I think he likes a challenge. I think it's a sadistic game in his mind where like he wants to conquer people that don't seem like they can be conquered. And Carl's one of those people that he doesn't see fear in Carl's eyes. At least not like he probably sees fear, but not as much as he'd like. So he looks at Carl and goes, oh, yeah, okay. So the people that look at him in that kind of way, he wants to beat them down and he wants them to become Negan because it's like a little mini victory, woohoo, for Negan, you know, like he's got one foot on the beast, and it's just disgusting, you know, like it. The number of times this episode when I've called him gross or frowned or had like the ick face is beyond comprehension. And yeah, what this means all going forward, not good. Another reminder, like there's gonna be a punishment, it's just what, you know. And he wants to wait for Rick to come back because once again he's gonna look at Rick and go, hey, guess what, your people didn't listen, so you've got to be here so I can remind you of what that means. Do I think he'll kill Rick? No. I think there might get, at some point, I do believe that Negan will realize that some characters aren't like, you can't beat them to their knees without killing them. Does that make sense? Maybe at some point he does. I don't know. Like, that's the thing that I find kind of dangerous, because if we keep showing Negan that side of ourselves. Like when Carl stood up to him, I think the more we do that, the more we break the rules, the less faith he has that we are, what's the word, beneficial to him. Does that make sense? I don't know. I just got a really bad feeling. Negan's going to have some character development. Yes, I said it. I think he's going to have an even darker arc, and he's going to literally hit rock bottom at some point. I don't think we have seen the worst of him. I don't think 7 times 1 was the worst of Negan. Isn't that mad? Like I said from the start, I believe the way to solve this and the way to get back at him is going to be the Kingdom, Alexandria, Hilltop, all of them. You know, even people inside the Saviors. I think it's going to take that kind of group to fight this. The one thing I will say about Negan, which I find a little bit weird, is so far he hasn't really got blackmail over us. Like, he's got Daryl, but how do I describe it? He hasn't given Carl a reason to not go and try and kill him. But he might do that. How could he threaten us enough to the point of being like, if you do this, if you try and come at me again, this is guaranteed to happen? And like, how could he do that? Or is he beyond that now? Is this like the next point he makes the worst? Anything else I want to say? This episode's just had me frowning, and it's a long one. It is a long episode. I think it was an hour and a half of recording, like an hour episode. So there's lots of pauses, lots of talking. I mean, this has been a long outro as well. There are a lot of things that have happened that like give me hope. If we do get forced into a fight, at least there's some people out there making moves behind the scenes, but I just think they're all too early. I think they needed to happen at some point, but they're all way too early. Negan's always given us free time. Like, he's almost gone, well, I'm not going to do anything if you follow my rules. So as long as you follow his rules, all that time that you do that, you can plan your attacks, you can like, it's time where you could form some kind of strategy if you really wanted to. If this was definitely a fight back scenario, we've got time to deal with it, but we're almost like eating into our own time by doing this. That's why I'm always panicking. And to be honest, actually, you know what this episode has shown me? Beyond a lot of what I've just said and the fear of that, and I don't even want to get into that, to be honest, because God knows what this means now. It freaks me out, but I'm just going to have to deal with it next episode. The thing that got me the most this episode in terms of my change is the fact that I don't just see his followers as bad. Like, there's like, it's more complex now. Like, my anger, so since the start, when he was first attacking us and we had road blockages and those other guys that were like threatening us, and you know, it felt like every one of his group of saviors, everyone there were just there to be a problem. Back then it was like I hated the whole group. Then it's sort of like when we first got introduced to Negan, there was like an extra little bit of hate for Negan, but I still hated his whole group. But now it's like the more we get down this path of our relationship with him, the more I hate Negan. Because I hate Negan more, I'm hating his group less. It's polarizing, and I'm like really hating Negan. I'm still not liking his group, but they're not even my worry right now. My worry is Negan, like everything about him. That's the biggest development for me. And it's not Rick's fault, but he's gonna endure the worst of it. Imagine he does kill Judith. The thing is like, I think once again, like though, killing anyone that's that close to Rick. Like, I think Rick is still plotting, and I think Rick is still in the back of his mind thinking to himself, when can we do this? And he's still planning just behind the scenes. He doesn't want our group having that hope. He doesn't want our group feeling like Rick's doing that because then they're gonna do it. Like, he wants us to follow Negan because that's the only way to keep us safe. But yeah, like my view of it is like, if you kill Judith, like you take like Rick's compliance, the way he is complying right now, away. Like, if that's why I think Negan's so hesitant as well, because I said this from the start. I said this from the moment that he was threatening, like, and he was threatening to cut get Rick to chop Carl's arm off. And I think the only reason he didn't make Rick do that is because he was like testing the boundary of what was going to break Rick. And I feel like genuinely he's so smart to the point where he's going, like when he was watching that scene, when he was watching what was happening, he sees Rick borderline completely and utterly cracking, and he stops because he's like, I don't really know what that means for me. I just want him to feel like I could have gone further, but I know I can't. I don't know if that's dangerous me thinking that, but that's exactly what Carl said. Anyway, I think we need to leave that there, guys. It's 14 minutes of post-video discussion. That is a long time. Thank you all for your patience. I hope this comes out very soon. I'm gonna go and start editing it right now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for new content every single week. And of course, follow the Instagram, Daniel Reed with 2 Ds. Thank you all to the members, guys, the people that have become members, the people that are still members. There are a lot of you that are on like 4 or 5 months now. It's freaking awesome. The red badge isn't that far away, you know. We still haven't got a red badged member. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.